keep putting this over onto the other screen. I guess it's the primary screen when the computer wakes up. That's probably actually what's going on. Oh yeah, because if it's borderless, it can only go up to 60 frames a second. Oh, I know. That's the refresh rate. Frame rate limit is 144. No, yeah, it's because VSync is on. I don't... whatever. VSync is fine. I don't love it, though. Okay. I think I got equipment for everybody. Made sure everybody had a new weapon, that they had equipment. How much money do I have? 3,800. Where's the casino? I want to gamble my life savings away. Fuck you. Fuck off. Fucking 20. One bullshit. Hit me. 14 or 16. We're gonna do it. You fucking son of a whore. I'm gonna reload if this doesn't go in my favor. Hair's all fucked up. Hey, finally. 12. Ugh, ugly. Ugly. Mm. 21. Nope. 17. Alright, well actually that's... Alright. Not good. Hey! Stand on 19. Hey. On 20. Stand. Nice. So I only won 500. preparation for Randy's room. Not gonna play slots. No, I'll just exit out. Play slot or what? Ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Shit. Hey. Whoa. Alright. 18. 15. God. Alright. Yeah. That'd be 20, but what are the odds that I'm gonna get 2? Yeah, dog, this is not going well for me. Oh! Oh, finally I got a blackjack. God. Hey. What? I thought. Oh my god. Alright. about poker? Wish I could fast forward. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Change all. Shit. God dick shit. Oh, well. What's up, Switch? Hey, I got a pair. How's getting high on life? You feeling pretty high? Right now I'm gonna win 300. Next prize is 500. We're gonna roll with it. They have an essential license. Yeah, I don't got jack shit. I'm gonna fold. Ooh. Okay, well, I got one pair. Hopefully, that's enough. Oh boy. Fuck! Wait. May give pause. I'll just have to come back and gamble another time. Okay. What is he asking? Dan called and asked me to reset his desktop and remote PC. So then it's specific per user. What is the question here? So Dan's PC is number 19. What's What's up, Lid? How's the mix? Never gonna mix you up. Never gonna lid you down. Never gonna OEO and hurt you. That work's going fine. Can I reset his N-Central password? No, I can't, actually. It's becoming more and more clear after yesterday, especially, that none of the people at my work know how to do their jobs. And at first I thought I was just sort of being a dick about it, that I'm like, why can't you guys figure this out? Like, there's a lot of stuff that should be fairly simple that, you know, you shouldn't be having issues doing, and maybe it's like training, but I'm coming to the conclusion that I don't know if they actually know how to do it. It's like when a kid in your class asks you like how to do a math problem, and then you're like, well, that's the basic algebra. We're in like pre-calc. I don't know. What do you mean? Like that's supposed to be the easy part. Like, are you not able to do the part, like the more basic parts of the action? Because like that's bad. Let's do it. Okay. Did you confirm it? I don't. Okay. Because like there's the whole thing yesterday where I had the conversation about with the coworkers that I'm like, okay, if we are gonna do this thing that you want us to do, then you need to get these items moved over. And the person we're waiting on is like a trainee, yada yada. Anyway, so this kid who is supposed to be doing this task, it's been taking him like 3 months, and he's always chronically ill, which like being chronically ill is not a choice. I recognize that, but like I don't know, he's just out so many days of the month. But I don't even know how to quantify this correctly. Something that is taking him 1 day to do a client, 1 day to do a client when he's actually in. I was able to do 2 clients in 2 hours, so I could potentially get 8 clients done a day, where he is getting like a little less than 1. Yeah, that's the part though that I don't really get, is that he just seems to be ill. Like I don't think he made anyone aware that he was chronically ill prior to the employment, and it seemed to start as soon as he started actually like being fully hired on. It wasn't happening when he was an intern. So, and I don't think anyone has asked for like doctor's information, which like I know that can be inconvenient to get, but the way that he also just works while he's actually here, I'm beginning to suspect that he might just be lying. It's also like his first real job, so I don't know, just a little, and it shouldn't even be my business to speculate. Like, this should just be being handled by management. I shouldn't even need to think of this. But like, because him not getting his work done is directly affecting me, after he's had months to do a task that I thought would take like a half a month, I don't know. Puts me in an awkward position of where I'm gonna need to start calling people out, and I hate doing that. I don't like the man. I don't like to be. I would live in a, you know, a socialist utopia where everyone gets to call in every fucking day and no one has any fear of repercussions. But like, that just ain't where we're living right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just letting it get to me, you know? I got chronic stress. But I'm going on vacation, so I think that that's what will help me not think about this, because maybe I've just been working too long without a vacation, and now I'm being bothered by things that maybe wouldn't really bother me if I was just like had an opportunity to just sort of relax. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. Yeah, I gotta get those vacay vibes for sure. Gotta soak in the sun. Gotta tell everyone to light it up. Tell them that I've got nothing to bring. Oh, that's right. Yeah. God. Then I go north. This is where I was before when I realized that I was a little under-equipped. Oh, I'm so excited to go on vacation. God. Oh. Now Bad Frogger. That's a very funny name for an enemy. A rare amphibious biped that steals from humans and hides their belongings. That's a bad Frogger. Oh my god. Oh crap. Yo, your Frogger fucking sucks. Nice. Oh, so close to a level up. But yeah, Liddy, how was your day? Got some black pepper. Okay is better than bad. That's what I always say. workday's just about over. I'm a little upset that I'm on call for the rest of the week, but also, worst case scenario, I get woken up in the middle of the night, which is actually a really annoying scenario, but I'll be okay. Hopefully nothing happens. Who is the other person on call? Oh, it's AJ. Okay. Alright, AJ. These little pandas. Panda monster that faces extinction. It's cowardly and will run away from a fight. Should I be killing pandas who are close to extinction? It seems wrong. It's true. Gotta take out those sassy pandas. Well, those sassy pandas keep running away, so harder to kill them than couldn't kill them if I tried yet. Yes, I do have the Homestuck finale to look forward to. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. To just sort of... And it's not even like I'll be done with it, because I would assume that the plan, and at least from what you have stated or what I've gleaned, is that you would think it would be good to keep reading after, like, to read the entire thing. Is that right? After, you know, eventually, not like right away, but... So it's exciting to get to a point where most people are like, okay, this is what you need to know. Okay. One day. Maybe not as assuredly. Well, I don't want to ask any questions that would be spoilers, so... Oh, good timing. Rest area, huh? Really? Oh, thank Dios. How about we take a break here? We can even admire the view while we catch our breath. Sound good? Yes, I could definitely use a break. To be honest, that would be ideal. Sounds like a plan. I've always gamed to kick back and take a load off. Oh, what a nice breeze. I finally feel like I've caught my breath. Me too. Though, at this rate, I'm likely to fall asleep. I know how you feel. This really is a great view of the countryside, isn't it? It almost feels as if we're taken straight out of a fairy tale. For real, all the old ruins scattered around really add to the vibe. I bet history buffs would have a field day here. Indeed, I believe most of these were built during the Middle Ages and have sat untouched since then. Come to think of it, I recall being told this whole area once served as a massive battlefield. A battlefield? Here? Yes, the result of one of the many wars between Erebonia and Calvard. I've heard the ancient battlefield is nearby as well. The ancient battlefield? Sounds pretty interesting. That's not a huge reassurance, Liddy. Well, we don't come out here too often, so you guys want to go check it out? Now, it's not really a great time, given we're already behind schedule. Yeah, we'll have to leave that off for another day. Randy, please do not try to rope us into your slacking. Hey, what's the matter with you guys? You're way too young to have no sense of adventure. I've heard Crossbellions never left the city, but I didn't really believe it till now. You're telling me you seriously never get the itch to just get out of there and spread your wings in the great outdoors? Not really. People who grew up in the city usually don't feel the need to go anywhere else. Almost everything you could ever want is right there, anyway. Crossbell has always been a trade city, so for the most part we have access to any goods we might need. Further, most international travel these days is done by airship or train. Recently, cars and orbital buses are available to take us wherever we need. Honestly, it's been quite some time since I've walked this far. Though I was not raised in Crossbell, I can certainly relate. I was living in one of the Foundation's research labs for the past few months, so So it has been some time since I last walked this much. Modern convenience is really out turning us into a bunch of lazy bums, huh? You, on the other hand, Lloyd, you look like you still got plenty of energy to spare. Well, I owe that to the Police Academy survival and fitness training. Still, my stamina doesn't hold a candle to yours, Randy. All that training with the CGF must have really paid off. You haven't even broke a sweat yet. Probably just used to running everywhere. Oh yeah, looks like it's back. That must be the bus making its return trip to the city. For a moment, I was sorely tempted to stop the driver so I could go back home. If you did that, then you'd have walked all this way for nothing. Come on, guys, we're in the final stretch now. Just a little bit more and we'll be at the village. I hope so. Ah, fine. Let's get this show on the road, ladies. I believe in you. Oh, rest area with a little bear mascot. Got a couple vending machines. I have $0 on me. Well, looks like there's an area to fish, but who's they? Andrew? But it has nothing to do with Homestuck, actually. Okay. Okay. That hussy. Andrew Hussey. Yeah, I mean, like, Problem Sleuth and the other stuff Andrew created was also good, so yeah, I don't think that it would need to be Homestuck related. I mean, I feel like there we've already gotten a lot of Homestuck as is, you know, so not that people can't make like fan fiction and stuff, but like, you know, we can all be cool. Go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, no, I figured that if there was a property you didn't care about, it would be Power Rangers. Which, like, honestly fair. The only time I've seen people talk about Power Rangers, like on YouTube and stuff, and I've watched some of it, and it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's more interesting to hear a synopsis of it than it is to actually watch it by like a lot. Now, if you're watching like the original Japanese stuff, the Sentai, I imagine maybe there's a bit more to that than the actual Power Ranger American version, because all of that stuff is pretty watered down. But, you know, that's even me making a generalization. Growing up, I always wanted to be a dancer. My father made me take up boxing, though. I get it, because you're a box. Yeah, definitely interesting, too. I mean, it's kind of like pro wrestling, too, where it's like a lot of anime peeps love the pro wrestling. And, like, personally, I could never get behind pro wrestling. I just don't give a shit, which, I don't know. I almost wish that I kind of did give a shit, but it's just like, it ain't in me. And especially with, you know, especially the mainstream portion of wrestling, how Vince McMahon is like a really, 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 like a really, 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 really bad person. Like, I don't know if you could really get a worse human being besides like Donald Trump, which makes sense that they're like really good friends, and like Linda McMahon is just actively destroying all education, and like, you know, and it'd be one thing, you know, I don't know. I don't think anybody should support at least the WWE. The other wrestling, whatever. If you're watching like Japanese wrestling, I don't care. But like, I feel like that stuff is, yeah. Vince McMahon is a absolute horrible nightmare fueled monster, and his wife is also billionaire, and they don't treat the wrestlers well, like, at all, and it's like a, I don't know, very, but I guess that's just, sometimes you gotta wrestle with that when you're, I don't know, I just could not imagine being a fan of wrestling. Well, that's just me. I remember liking wrestling a little bit when I was like 6 or 7. I liked The Undertaker. I thought he was cool. But now The Undertaker is like a big old mega Republican, so I guess we just can't have nice things. It'd be a joke about law enforcement here, but it'd be a bit of a cop-out. Yeah, for sure. It's really one of those sports which seems to grab, it's like the bell curve, except like the opposite, where it's like, either you have to be like really, really stupid, and then people who get to like middle intelligence aren't interested at all. And then there's just this weird thing where it's like you're a certain amount of intelligence, it spikes up really quick and then goes back down, and then it flatlines. It's like there's people who are like well educated, at least in media, and that they just love it because it reminds them of like their favorite, like the storylines, they like them a lot, and then it's like, but then yeah, it's a very odd bell curve. Not really a bell, I guess, in that scenario. Because, like, I don't know if you've ever been to any of the good old boy sports, like demolition. I don't know, like, if you've ever been to a demolition derby. I remember my wife was at my hometown, and I was like, oh, we'll go to the Becker County Fair, and we'll go to the demolition derby. So we went to the demolition derby, and there was just people just, like, actively, you know, this is northern Minnesota, so it's, like, slightly progressive, but, you know, it's still the country. And you'll see people wearing like Confederate flags and fucking. There's a bunch of in the porta potty someone had crossed in like all blacks must die, and then they did swastika. You know, it's like there's a lot of that mixed in with the people who like those sports. I imagine wrestling has a lot of that too. Armorica Village, we finally made it. Ellie, Tio, how are you holding up? I'm doing fine. That break really helped. I am also alive by some miracle. I must admit, though, this village is quite beautiful. Yeah, the places are very dirty. They have very dirty people with very dirty minds. And they can be fun, and that's the hardest part, is that, like, you can have fun watching them, but, you know, the whole vibe of it is just, like, not... Yeah. Like, sometimes it's cool to see a car smash into another car, but, you know, if to get that I need to have a bunch of Nazis gather in one place, I'll be fine without it. A rural village surrounded by fields of blooming flowers. It's absolutely breathtaking. There's an irresistibly sweet smell in the air. Is that honey? Yes, I can smell it too. Looks like there's an apiary over that way. According to the database, the honey from Armorica Village is one of the area's specialties. Due to its quality, the demand for Armorican honey is quite high, so it is exported all across Samaria. Yeah, I believe it. I've always seen it being sold in grocery stores and market. This is where it comes from? That's right. It's quite a different feeling, experiencing something firsthand rather than simply reading about it in books. Ellie, is everything okay? Oh, don't mind me. More importantly, at a glance, this village seems so tranquil. It's almost hard to believe it recently fell victim to a monster attack. I know what you mean. Looking around, all I see is a carefree, happy village. Well, based on the CGF's report... Oh, yeah, the monster truck ones. Monster truck stuff is cool, but also it is so loud. It is loud in a way that is hard to describe. Like, a concert is like a loud concert is like half as loud as a monster truck rally. Fucking hurts the ears. God damn. Headphones or, you know, earplugs. Earplugs are the classic, but yeah. Headphones also help. Especially like modern headphones with their noise canceling abilities. Probably want a mask over there too, because some people be coughing on you. Well, based on the CGF's report, we first spoke to the village chief for details on the incident. Okay, let's do the same. If anyone here is up to date on the situation, it'll be him. Where does he live, though? I suppose we'll need to ask around? Oh, you guys from Crossbell? That doesn't seem right, considering the bus just left a few minutes ago. Huh, you walked here? You city folk must all be crazy. A little crazy. A little bit junkery. The magnificent views you can find here are, in my opinion, some of the best treats Armorica has to offer. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. I wonder if anyone would notice if I snuck into the barn and took a quick nap. I don't know why you need to nap in the barn. Nap in your own house. Yeah, this place is too cheery. It's just plain dull. Ah, what I wouldn't give for something crazy to happen like last time. The crystal-like gleam of the water, the shadows of the fish outlined by the bright sunlight. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Welcome, good to have you in. Oh, some first-time visitors, I see. You caught us during our slow hour. Take your time to look over the menu, okay? Alright, now that I've satiated my appetite with a big meal, I think it's time to drop my line and see what bites. Celie is just so adorable. Her smile gives me life. Welcome to the Astria Inn. Care for a drink? From what I can see, y'all look dead tired. Don't go overworking yourselves now. You know what? How about a bite to eat? I can whip up something simple in no time. I ain't got no money, buddy. I got a lot of Sepith, though. Stupid fields as far as the eye can see. If we have to move, I'd rather much live in Mishalem. How did you come from the city too? My son and I have been staying in Armorica Village for a while now. A calm place, free from the hustle and bustle of the city. This is the life I've longed for. Maybe we should move here officially after all. Sometimes it is nice to go to the country, I will say. As long as you don't have to do anything, like, country can be like, whew, can be nice. Like, are you guys, police officers? I can't tell if the complete lack of recognition is better or worse than the typical response we get. Those two bundles of energy are my kids. Cute, aren't they? Though after what happened, I'm afraid to let them play outside by themselves. I have not heard of it. Let me take a look. Stripla. Creator is Colin Crawford. Like a Stephen Colbert kind of guy. Okay. Oh yeah, Adam Scott's the main person. Okay. Yeah. Very middle of the road choices, sounds like. It doesn't even have a full rating on IMDb yet. That's maybe I imagine it was just released recently, but still, like, oh, 5 hours ago. Okay, okay, so this was just today. Okay. No, they might be. You never know. Or they might have known somebody who actually works on the show. Especially if you follow people who are famous. That's always something you gotta watch out for. Like, if you follow... I'm trying to think of who a friend of Adam Scott would be. Like Tina Fey or somebody. It's like, yeah, she probably knows someone on the show. Are you folks looking for anything? I recommend the honey. Enrica's specialty. Buy as much as you like. Morning, welcome to Rare General Store. Ow, I bit my tongue. Oh, sorry, welcome to Whale Dental Store. Feel free to wake around. I had to say that like that. A straw hat, just like that guy, Luffy. Decoration for Lloyd's room. Well, I have to buy a model Orbital car, of course. It'd be insulting not to. Yeah, that's why I was so surprised about. That's kind of what I thought was going to be that that haunted hotel animated show, but that one ended up being really funny. How would you compare it to like an average episode of like Bob's Burgers? I don't know if you still watch Bob's Burgers. I don't, but the initial seasons were super funny. Lacking? Okay. Yeah, I have not seen an episode of Bob's Burgers in a while. Oh. You really haven't gotten to take the EP Cut 1? Haven't the armor... You're really gonna take the EP Cut 1? Haven't the Armoricans been through enough? Well... I need it for it. That's kind of sad. Especially for a brand new show. If things keep going like this, I don't know how long the village will last. What? Can't you see that I'm busy? Oh, you have business with Chief Toto? His house is right over there. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you for your continued support. Yes, and same to you. Though, are you sure that price is okay on your end? It's 20% more than what the other merchants paid. Well, you can just take this as a sign of how highly prized this village's specialty is. I assure you, I'll be making plenty of profit. There's no need to worry about me. Yeah, I was watching that one show that's also, I think, made by the Bob's Burgers people. The Alaska one, where they're up in Alaska. It's like up north or something. That one is pretty good. Great North? Yeah. I think I watched like the first 2 seasons, and then after that I sort of petered out of it. It's hard to just keep the interest in the shows. I don't know why, but... Man, I liked what I watched. I just... Yeah, good background show, for sure. I assure you, I'll be making plenty of profit. Oh yeah, here's that. I'm glad to hear it. Always a pleasure to work with you. And feel free to bring your wife and son here with you next time you visit. Your whole family is welcome to Marika anytime. I think I'll do just that. Take care, Chief Tolta. I'm sure I'll be back soon. Yes, until next time. Oh, pardon me. That man just now. He seemed to be a merchant. In any case, in any event, seems like we found the chief's house. I feel like a lot of those animated shows, it's like either it ends up on Netflix for like a season, maybe 2, like if it's a new one, or it just runs like indefinitely. I don't know. There's like shows that I look up, like, you know, if you look up funny animated shows, and then I don't know, it'd be so strange. And who might you want to be? Pardon the intrusion. Are you the chief of this village, perhaps? Indeed I am. My name is Tolta. Are you folks tourists? No, sir. We're here to investigate the recent monster attack in the village. Worse than Crepopolis? Is that the one with Andy Samberg? Am I thinking of the right one? Crepopolis. No. Yeah, doesn't Digman have like, oh, you know, it only has 2 seasons, but I had saw that Digman got greenlit for another season, and I'm like, really? That does not look good at all. So better than Digman. Brutal. Oh, yes, the whole issue. And that's the question that was like, who was asking for a second season of that? Like, I don't know, maybe Andy Samberg's stardom is enough to keep a show floating? The folks over at the Guardian Force have stopped by a few times already. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any conclusive leads. However, I'm full of confidence now that all of you are on the job. This sudden optimism is familiar. Yep, same misunderstanding as usual. I'm past the point where it surprises me anymore. Sorry, sir, I should have been more clear. About what? Despite what you may be thinking, we aren't from the Bracer Guild. We're from the Crossbell Police Department, Special Support Section. I see you looking at you. I'd have never guessed you were with the police department. I apologize for the misunderstanding. The police rarely visit Armorica Village, so I can't say I was expecting this. On the other hand, we've seen a number of braces come through our gates, following Arios' example. You don't say. Man, how could that guy be so busy 24/7 and still have the time to pop in to check up on everyone? Anyway, Chief Tolta, as we explained, we came here as part of our investigation into the monster attacks. If you don't mind, could we have you give us the details? Of course, let me think. It happened about 3 weeks ago, on the night of a new moon. A pack of monsters snuck into our village, laying waste to any crops they could find. Fruit, wheat, even our livestock was hit. Every household in the village was affected to it by some degree. And there were no eyewitnesses, correct? Yes, unlike the rowdy folk in the city, people here tend to go to sleep early. After all, we need to be up with the roosters from our farm work, so by that time of night, most of us were already fast asleep. It was when we woke up the next morning that we found the paw prints and damage the monsters had left in their wake. I see. Is that how you were able to identify them as wolf-like monsters? That's right, the paw prints they left were unmistakable. Fortunately, the CGF just so happened to be patrolling by the village later that day. Once we informed them about the attack, they conducted a search of the perimeter just to be safe. Yet they didn't find a single trace of the monsters, just as it's written in the CGF's report. Indeed so. It's now been 3 weeks since then, and we haven't had another attack since. Yeah. Will Forte is a really good hit when he does hit, but yeah, I think there's a lot of those comedians that, like, if they're in a series, they can elevate it a lot, but if they're in, like, a really crappy series, then you're just like, okay, why did you do this? I'm trying to think of a good example, but, I mean, Andy Samberg has a ton of movies that are like, why were you in this? But when he's in, like, a really well-written one or one that he wrote himself, it's like, yeah, it just can be... I suppose it's like all acting. It's always the risk you take. And to be honest, I thought this was a one-time issue. I'm sorry to hear that other locations have been attacked as well. So are we. We were noticing on the way in that the whole village looks pretty peaceful for a place that got raided by monsters not that long ago. 30 Rock. A show that maybe I'll rewatch one day, but watching it straight through once, it's a really good experience. Aren't your losses pretty heavy? No, it isn't as bad as you think. While it's true that nearly every household was affected, the damage to each of them was relatively light. Really? I thought it was much worse. This is merely a rough estimate, but I'd wager the total loss was around 100,000 mira. Still, a loss is a loss. It was a stressful time for the village. Thankfully, we were able to strike a business deal that'll help us recover. I'm happy to say that we've finally been able to break even from our losses now. A business deal? Was it the guest that just left? That's right, he's a trader from the city. Over the past few years, we've maintained a healthy business relationship. After hearing about the damages, he increased his offer by a wide margin. Bless his soul. You don't see that kind of generosity too often in people. He sounds like a kind man. A trader, huh? That explains his fancy get-up. Threads like that don't come cheap. Yes, well, considering the shape Crossbell is in, these damages are the least of our worries. Chief Tolta? Sorry, could you explain? Oops, looks like I got caught up in the moment. My apologies. Don't worry about all that nonsense. Hey now, Chief, you can't just leave us hanging like that. Drop a juicy tidbit like that in front of us, and of course we're going to want to know more. Agreed. I do not appreciate being left in the dark. Haha, suppose I understand what you mean. The ramblings of an old man may not be that interesting to young people like yourselves, but if you're still curious, I can explain. Yes, sir, please, tell us everything you know. At this point, any information at all might be able to help our investigation. Well, if you insist. Have you ever heard of the Divine Wolves? Divine wolves? As in wolves with divine power? I do not believe such a term exists in the database. Just as I thought, the legend must be long lost in the city. Shame, really. Sorry, but what exactly is a divine wolf? I don't think I've ever heard the term before. The divine wolves are an ancient species of beast that once resided in Crossbell. Stories describe them as wolves with fur as white as snow. You don't mean... Could these divine wolves be the culprits behind Armorika's village's damages? There's no evidence for it, of course, but personally I wouldn't be surprised if they were. You see, the old legends mention that these divine wolves are not ordinary creatures, but holy beasts, sent by Aidios herself. Long ago, the land of Crossbell was a place rife with conflict and drenched in blood. As the divine wolves watched the foolishness of man play out before them, they would occasionally help the weak or injured. At least that's how the legend goes. I can't believe I've never heard this before. Something about this seems familiar. Yeah, I think I read a fairy tale about a white wolf when I was a little kid. If I remember right, they had a book like that in the library. Yes, I've no doubt that the legend of the Divine Wolf serves as the basis for that particular fairy tale. As I'm sure you're all aware, Crossbell has undergone drastic changes in the past few decades. Once it became the center of trade in Zemuria, being influenced by both the Empire and Republic, Crossbell began to forget its own past. And with that, the Divine Wolves slowly vanished. Sounds like they just got fed up with our bullcrap. Can't say I blame them. Those are my thoughts exactly, but it's hard to say for certain what the Divine Wolves' true intentions are. they had returned after all this time, I could only imagine it would be to warn us of things to come. Why would you think that? Maybe other place to say, but I feel that Crossbow City has been developing too rapidly and too aggressively. Last time I took the bus down to visit, all those changes left my jaw on the floor. It's as if people are so caught up living in the moment they no longer have the time to remember the past. I don't know where I stand on that issue. I feel like I'm a bit in the middle on, like, well, I guess right now we're seeing the flaw of thinking with, should we rapidly progress as fast as possible? And it's like, if all of the progressions are inherently helpful to human beings, but like with AI is a good example of something that's rapid progress in very heavy air quotes, that's like, that is kind of ruining people's lives. And I appreciate living in the country a little bit, or at least a little bit away from this city, but also Minnesota's not exactly incredibly technologically advanced, so I feel like maybe that would be more of a question for people who are like in Beijing or Hong Kong or, New York, kind of. The United States really is not a very, a lot of their cities are not incredibly technologically advanced. Yeah, that's true, Liddy. That's true. And progress used to mean more back in, a little while ago, until when monopolies weren't around, progress was a little bit more linear, but now progress is just like, well, what makes everyone the most money? Which is always really, really depressing, that it's like, we should be looking at like a human happiness index as to like what progress means, not just like how much money can a corporation make. That's true. Yeah. Money is a bad index because it's like, you can make money off of lying to people. Yeah. The stock market that makes more money? What does that mean? Like, that's, God. Oh, man. It's as if people are caught up in. That's how I see it anyway. I don't know what to say. Oh dear, I wasn't intending to lambast you poor kids with the sermon. I just think it's possible that this attack might have been a warning from the returning Divine Wolves. It's just one way of interpreting things, I suppose. Well, Liddy, but the Dow was over 50,000. So, there's... Why are people worried about all the pedophiles running the fucking country? But it looks... Yeah, of course it did. Okay, yeah. I just learned, and I may have already knew this, but I guess I was reaffirmed in my knowledge that the billionaire Lex Wexner, who apparently owns half of Ohio, like just he fully owns half of Ohio, was like the billionaire that just fully bankrolled Jeffrey Epstein. And yeah, I saw the aliens thing. Aliens could be fully here on the planet, and I don't give a shit. Yeah, there's a billionaire, Lex Wexner, who was the original person that like gave Jeffrey Epstein access to his finances and essentially set him up. He was just had like a 6-hour deposition that he was just in talking about it. He's like an 85-year-old guy, and he owns just like almost all of Ohio. Claims what's not true? The aliens or Lex Wexner? It looks to me like you took the story a bit too seriously. Please ignore me. Let's see. Why do people think Lex Wexner owns Ohio? And I'm trying to like, all right, because he owns Victoria's Secret. That's the like. Does he own land in Ohio? That's the part that I'm not really sure on. Yeah, he also gave power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein at one point. Yeah, he founded Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, Ohio State University. Okay, well, he funded Ohio State University. That's a pretty big. Um, I imagine he's given a lot of money to political candidates. That would probably, I mean, if you own half of the political candidates, you technically own half of Ohio. Um, There's the Wexner Center for the Arts, the Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, the Wexner Jewish Student Center, and the Lex Wexner Football Complex. Um, he's the chair of the college's Wexner Medical Center board. Why would he be the chair of that? Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't like literally own half the land, I guess, but he has very heavy influence in the majority of Ohio's situations. Man, that sucks for Ohio State. They're really gonna have to change up their whole thing. It said he created the richest town in Ohio. Created the richest town in Ohio with tax incentives designed to make tech companies like Amazon, Facebook, and Google swoon. Oh yeah, Columbus, Ohio. So he okay, yeah, he created Columbus in a way, I guess. Maybe not like fully from scratch, but that's where he set himself up. So if you own like the richest city in the state, you own the majority of the politicians, and you kind of own the education institution. I would consider that half of the important portions of Ohio. Please ignore me. Those were nothing more than ramblings. Oh no, sir, not at all. That was very valuable information. I think we may even be able to tackle this case from a new angle now. I guess it was worth it then. Well, back to the subject at hand. You came here to conduct an investigation, right? Is there anything else I could do to assist you? Yes, actually. May we have your permission to ask the villagers about the incident? As long as it's you four, that shouldn't be a problem. And it's about noon, too. Perfect. Most people should be getting back from their farm work right about this time. Oh yeah, I should probably take the dogs outside. They have not been out a second time. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Dogs gotta go outside. Dog gotta go pee. Whoop. Man, Lex Wexner does really sound like the name of a supervillain. Lex, Wex, wax on, wax off. Divine wolves, huh? Chan over here, this over here. Right? Unfortunately, we can't confirm or deny their existence at the moment, but it's something to keep in mind as we continue our investigation. What a very Lloyd thing to say. At the very least, the paw prints found at the scene of the crime confirm the presence of some kind of wolf-like beast, but they somehow managed to vanish without a trace. It does not make sense. If they left paw prints, you would normally be able to follow them back to their origin. Right, chalk that up to yet another mystery. We're dealing with something that was able to elude the CGF's investigators. Well, for all we know, they might have just slunk off through some secret path in the woods. No use straining your brain over it till we get more details, you know? Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's start with the gathering whatever intel we can find around here. And considering it's already noon, we might as well grab lunch while we're here too. Haha, I can't wait. That hike really stirred up my appetite. Same here. I'm always down for some grub, but why don't we head on over to the inn and see what info we can find on their way? Not too long ago, our fields got torn to shreds by some monsters. Damn thing didn't even spare our livestock. We found some paw prints that looked like they were some kind of canine. Whatever it was, I can say he ain't from these parts, that's for sure. Maybe they really were those divine wolves the chief was talking about. During the day, you'll find my husband tending the fields near the village. He's on his lunch break now. With all the attacks of monsters and monstrous attacks, I wish he wouldn't stray too far. I've been so sick with worry, I let my kids only go about 30 feet away from me. Those wolves do something bad to the village. I don't really know what happened. Sir Chief Torta mentioned that divine wolves are the culprit or something? Psh, we don't even need to worry. If they mess with us again, the great Camille will teach them a lesson. What the fuck is Camille? Oh, the attack 3 weeks ago? You mean that one everyone's been making a big deal about? I was fast asleep when it happened. I don't remember much. Plus, I heard we've already made up for the losses we took. Why can't we just forget about it and move on? The apiary certainly took a hit in the wolf attack, and by extension so did we, but our losses really weren't as significant as you'd expect. The whole thing sounds so absurd when you actually think about it. I mean, if some monsters were behind it, shouldn't there have been more damage? Yeah, I guess we were lucky. I'll need to give an extra prayer today to thank Ideas for protecting us like she did. Oh, you want to know about the night wolves attacks? Well, it's been 3 weeks, so I don't remember anything. Munch. Probably Rice is the real deal, Golfin. If I could have a plate of this on my deathbed, I could die happy. Glad to hear my laboring in the kitchen is well worth the effort. Alright, tickets closed. Leave my time card open though. Guess who knows if I get a phone call after hours. I need to be able to record it. I'm done with work. At least this as far as I care about it. Yeah, maybe after this I'll stop streaming for a little while. Excuse us, sorry to interrupt. Can I help you? Yes, actually, you see, we're from the Crossbelt Police Department. We're curious to know if you had details regarding the wolf attack. Can you remember anything at all? That incident 3 weeks ago, you mean? It's really not that long ago. What I recall, everyone had work pretty early the next day, so we were all asleep by that time. It was like the monsters appeared at the perfect time to strike. Talk about an unlucky break. I'm afraid that's all I can really share with you. That's about all I'd be able to tell you, too. Most of the guests I've talked to didn't see anything either. That's unfortunate. Yet I was hoping for some solid evidence right off the bat. Well, that's how investigations go. Answers only show up when you're patient and steadily gather information. That may be, but do you think we could take a break? My stomach is going to implode. Well, you folks haven't eaten yet. This is the perfect opportunity to get your 4 hooked on our specialty omelet rice on the house. No, that's not necessary, sir. Nonsense. Just think of it as my way of welcoming some new friends. Or just think of it as a marketing tactic. Next time you visit Armorica Village, come stop by the Ash Tree Inn for lunch. Can't refuse that generosity, can we? Lord, we might as well take him up on this kind offer, if that's the case. I second that notion. Well, okay, I guess. We'd love some omelet rice. Good deal. Why don't you folks find yourself an empty table while I whip up your meal? In only a few minutes, 4 steaming plates of omelet rice were brought to Lloyd's table. The SSS, after demolishing the deliciously simple meal, felt completely recovered from their long hike to Armorica Village. Okay, yeah, I'll save. I'll be done for now. I think that's probably good, because I gotta go make some dinner, take care of the dogs, and all the things that you're supposed to do when you have a house and are an adult. Like stupid bullshit. Alright, well, goodbye. I'll probably be on later. If I'm on early enough, I'll say something about Homestuck. If